Hello everybody and welcome to the fourth week at Bäckedal Folkhögskola. This week we have been doing tablet weaves. I have made a weave. It's not very pretty, so I'm going to show you Elisabeth's weave instead, which is really beautiful. I helped with color choosing, so that's my my participation in this. Anyway, so this is a very old technique. We have Iron Age finds of both woven strands and of the tablets used for the tablet weave. So the tablets, yes, turning the tablets, are in this case made of paper. They have traditionally been made out of wood.
Or horn.
Or horn, yes. And they can have everything between 2 and 8 holes, I think.
There are findings with 8 holes, and they're not sure about how they used the 8 holes, if they used all of them at the same time, or if it just was to use the tablets at different sizes.
So the shed is created by putting strands of yarn through the holes. And the holes are marked with A, B, C, and D. And the weft, there we go. The weft is then passed through the shed, and depending on how the tablets are turned, the result will be a different pattern. So could you tell us a bit about how you create this pattern?
Well, in general, by, as Hannah said, turning the tablets. So if I turn all the tablets in the same direction, I will just make diagonal lines, and depending if I turn them towards me, they will go in one direction, and away from me the other direction. And then the fun part begins, because then you can turn some of the tablets towards me and someone's away from me, and by that I can create different patterns, like this or like this, which is sort of what I'm making right here, where I'm turning all the tablets in one direction and then move. So this is the tablets are turning towards me, and this is away from me, and then I'm in a controlled way moving tablets from one room to the other, and that builds a specific pattern.
Yes, that was my problem, losing count and not having a clue what I was doing. So I find it interesting that the weft is not really seen in the finished product. So the colors that we see here are the colors of the shed. The weft is grey, and we only see it at the edge, and that's why you've chosen to make the edge grey as well.
Yeah, or rather, I use a weft of the same color as the edges.
Yes.
Exactly. Sometimes you can see it in small little dots if you look very, very closely.
Yes.
It's hard to see, but at some places, depending on how hard I push the weft.
Exactly, and that might also happen to a beginner, that you can see the weft because you have not pushed it and made it compact enough to hide it. What happens though with the tablet weave, as we can see here at the other end, as we're just turning the tablets, they will twist above your work as well, and this will become a limitation when you're reaching the end of your work. And that's one of the reasons why you have to, within this weaving technique, to turn them in different directions, because if I would be turning it in the same direction all through my weave, I would fairly quickly end up with something very tangled, and then I can't use all of my fiber, which is not how we do things. We want to use as much of the fiber as we can, because fiber is valuable. Do you enjoy this technique?
I do. When I have the patience enough, I think it's fun because there's so much variation to it. I made all different kinds of patterns with the same shed, just by by variations on how I turn and how I change which bricks I turn in what way.
And not only can we turn them backwards and forwards, we can also flip them.
Yeah.
And then we turn it from a right threaded to a left threaded and vice versa. And that also affects the pattern.
Yeah.
I found this a bit challenging, but very fun and rewarding once I understood the process. Once I figured out what the mechanisms are and felt that I could control it, this was really very rewarding. However, this position didn't work very well for me. I got lots of pains in my back and my arms from it. So I don't think this is a technique I will be using. However, I hope that I'll be able to use a loom, a small kind of loom made for weaving belts and so on, to continue working with similar techniques. And I think that's it. Have we done anything else this week? Well, pick berries, but that's not textile. Not textile. We had berry picking day today because this is a bit of a cult also, which is lovely. So now we're gonna have homemade jams for our breakfasts and so on.
Maybe blueberry pie. Someone said something about.
Blueberry pie. That's
not promising. I just heard someone talk about it.
Okay. Well, if nothing else, we will make blueberry pie happen somehow.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, that's it for week 4. Thank you very much and talk to you soon. Bye!